Hello friends, welcome back to more Cinderella Phenomenon. Oh, I'm so excited for Waltz's path. I really enjoyed last episode, and I'm so excited to see what happens next. So, let's get cracking. Chapter 4, Family. Ooh, family? Oh no. That makes me nervous. 3 weeks have passed since my encounter with the king. I'm once again in town with Waltz as he prepares for one of his shows. I've already lost count of how many of his shows I have watched at this point. The excursions have become part of my daily routine. Waltz has been insistent on training me as his assistant, so I have decided to play along. Even now, I am helping him construct his booth, though he refuses to let me carry anything too heavy. I have experienced so many new things these past few months, things I'd always wanted to experience but had never told anyone about. Somehow Waltz knew about all of them. Even when he told me that we were childhood friends and insisted that my memories of him had been erased, I hadn't believed him. But now, I'm beginning to believe that he is telling the truth about this forgotten friendship. Waltz smiles at me from where he's assembling in front of the booth. You used to dream about getting out of the palace to see Angiel. And now you're here. You can't imagine how happy I am that I can finally fulfill all the promises I made to you. I still have reservations about believing your story, but Waltz, even if you did know me a long time ago, I am not the same. I hand him the small curtains for the booth, my head dipped so that I do not have to look him in the eyes. I am not the child you used to know. I know that. But I also believe that the girl that I knew all those years ago, the one who was always so happy over the smallest things, that kind, sincere girl, she's still you. How can that be when I don't think I've ever truly known what happiness feels like? After Waltz hangs the curtains, the booth is complete. I expect him to step out from the side as he always does, but he sets his palms down on the table instead and looks at me. When I saw you again that day, I was so happy. I thought fate had brought you back to me. Waltz's voice is very soft when he speaks. But then you still didn't recognize me. Waltz's voice trails off and I frown. There are still so many things he's not telling me. Eventually, Waltz picks up his box of puppets and smiles at me brightly. Anyway, I've got a show to perform. Don't go anywhere. Aww. I notice that his smile does not reach his eyes as I watch him walk away. It hurts him so bad that I don't remember him. I look out at the crowd that is gathered for the show. There are a lot of families here today. I watch as two families approach each other. The adults begin to converse with each other while the kids run up to the front of the crowd to catch a better glimpse of the show. Some of the children have shoes, but the parents are barefoot. All their clothes are dirty and torn. Their lives are clearly hard, but they are still smiling. I have never been in desperate need of clothes or food, except for that one time, when you were penniless at the beginning of the game. I've never had to work for anything. I should have been happier than these people when I was a princess. But now, I am beginning to see that material things that I had were never enough to buy me true happiness. Yeah, because you didn't have anything else. All you had was earthly goods. You didn't have friendship or love or anything. Hello, everyone! I take a step off to the side as Waltz begins his show. Waltz weaves his stories as seamlessly as he always does, captivating his audience with every word, but I'm not paying attention. My focus is locked on two families standing near me. When I see these people, I cannot help but wonder, what kind of life have I been leading? Aww. Waltz's show is a success yet again. He's smiling from ear to ear as he counts the coins he has earned as reward for his good performance. You look happier than usual. I am. I've been saving money for a special toy, and now I can finally buy it. He says he does not like to be treated like a child, but he gets so excited whenever he mentions a new toy. I pause at the sound of laughter and look up to see a group of children talking excitedly to each other as they approach Waltz and I. Ah, this might be an opportunity. An opportunity? Making those children happy might be a good deed. What? Waltz ignores me as he jogs up to the children. Waltz! The group of children swarm him, talking loudly as each try to cling to him in some manner. We've been waiting forever for you to come back. But I was here a couple of days ago. But you didn't have time to play. Can we play now? Please, please, please. We've been good, just like you told us. The boy looks around at the group of children, and they all nod their heads with eager agreement. Well, if you've been as good as you say, how can I say no? The children cheer. I'm gonna start counting now. Come on. He won't find us this time. Hide and seek. The children disperse around the area. I watch them go with disinterest. That's your cue to hide, princess. What? Why do I need to take part in this? You don't want to play? But we used to play hide and seek all the time. I am fairly certain I have never played a game like this with anyone before. Is this another memory that was taken from me? Big sister, play with us. A little girl runs up to me and begins to pull me along with her. That makes me feel like I'm in a Japanese game. Although I think this was originally written in English. I'm not 100% sure, though. Hey, I look at Waltz, but he only smiles at me. It seems like I don't really have a choice. Waltz turns to face a wall. He covers his eyes and begins to count. Before I can react, the little girl has let go of me and is running off. What is going on? I turn and see a boy hiding behind a barrel. You have to hide before he finishes counting. They didn't even explain the rules of this game. How was I supposed to know what to do? I look around me to find places I might hide. Maybe behind the tree? Behind the fountain would also work. Or those wooden crates. Which one of these places should I hide in? Okay, well, arbitrary reason, because there are 3 options and I'm not sure which one. But I feel like probably the wooden crates, because that was the last one? Last one that she mentioned? Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, well, I'm gonna go with the last one she mentioned, because I like to try to take cues from the way she is talking. Oh, but I don't... It's literally a toss-up. That's my only reason why I'm picking that. Ready or not, here I come. I cannot believe I'm sitting on the dirt to avoid being seen. My dress is getting soiled because of a child's game. Found you. Okay. My heart begins to race as I turn to look at him. But I realize that Waltz has found one of the children. Oh! It wasn't me. Wait, why am I worried about being found? I know, girl. Why am I so concerned? Got you! Every so often I hear Waltz proclaim that he's found someone, but he still hasn't found me. Did I pick the right one? I'm the Princess Whisperer. Do I get something if I win this game? His love and affection. You still haven't found Big Sister yet. You're right. Where could she be hiding? This is quickly becoming boring. Found you! I jump when I hear Waltz's voice behind me. He looks down at me in triumph. You won, Princess. I won. Looks like you're an expert at this game. I am not. You just didn't look hard enough. That doesn't change the fact that you still won the game. You should be happy. Great job, Princess. Waltz pats me on the back and smiles once again before he turns his attention back to the children. He is right. His praise makes me feel strangely happy. Why? Right, everyone, that's it. The children begin to whine, clearly disappointed. We only played 1 round. Now, don't be like that. I promise to play another game with everyone soon. Now run along. I'm sure your parents are looking for all of you. One of the children, a little girl, tugs on my sleeve. Thank you for playing with us, Big Sister. Please come again. Oh. She smiles up at me before skipping away to join the rest of the children. All of the children head off together back toward the residential area of the town. They like you. How do you know that? Didn't you see how happy they were when you joined in? Children are so easy to please. That's why I envy them. Adults aren't like children. They worry too much and don't appreciate the small joys in life. As we grow up, we forget how to be happy. Forget how to be happy? Waltz may be right about that. When I was younger, my dolls brought me so much joy, but now... Good job, April. I'm starting to think... I'm starting to think I'm really doing this right, like trying to pick apart her dialogue to figure out what's the right choice. I'm hoping so, anyway. Anyway, since you won, you deserve a treat.
A treat?
You'll like it, I promise.
I think I may have cracked this game. I like getting to be OP. I like to level up. I sit on a wooden bench, waiting for Waltz to return. He said it would be easier for him to go alone because he wanted to surprise me. I did not protest. I have been on my feet all day. I never thought I'd be running around playing with children. I wonder what this treat is going to be. Every time we come to the plaza, it's always packed with people. Most of the popular shops are clustered in this place. I observe the town quietly, before my eyes land on the statue of the king. He looks so noble, riding a rearing stallion. The sight makes my heart twist uncomfortably. I am pulled out of my thoughts when a child trips and falls in front of me. He begins to cry. Should I do something? But before I can react, a man and woman are there pulling the child up. The man takes the child in his arm as the woman rubs his back. There, my love. Mama and Papa are here now. Oh. Princess just wants a family. I watch as they slowly walk away, the mother still crooning to her child. Mother would always get angry at me if I was about to cry. I wonder what it's like to be comforted like that.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Are you okay?
I keep the family in sight for as long as I can before turning to Waltz. I am fine. Waltz knows you're lying. He can tell.
Here.
Aww, candy apples. What is this?
A candied apple. A long time ago, I promised that I'd bring you one, but I wasn't able to keep that promise. That's why I'm fulfilling it now.
I do not recall such a promise. I twirl the candy, inspecting its glazed and shiny appearance. I did not know you could make an apple look like this.
I promise there are no poison apples here. These ones are just sweet.
Yeah, I have the Cinderella curse, not the Snow White curse, okay? I snip at the candy. Sweet. I take a small bite. Oh,
well,
I become so immersed in my taste test that I do not even hear Waltz. The candied apple tastes like nothing I have ever tried before. This is good. I take another, bigger bite.
Is that a smile I see, Princess?
What? I wasn't smiling at all, was I?
When I get some extra money for my shows, I'll make sure to treat you again. I have lots of favorites to show you.
There are more desserts like this.
Of course. I'll make sure you try all of them.
Walt stands and moves over to a trash bin so that he can dispose of his finished apple.
It's getting late. Let's go back to the margin.
Aww. Look, it's his portrait! Ooh, he looks so dark and mysterious. The next few weeks become a blur. I continue to help out in the tavern while sometimes accompanying Waltz for his shows. Though Waltz continues his lessons on goodness, I've yet to gain a single good deed. I'm slowly beginning to lose hope. It has been months since I was cursed, and I have... Wait, did I already read this? It has been months since I was cursed, and I still have yet to complete a single good deed. Today, I have been assigned the task of serving marching customers. I honestly prefer my duties with Mr. Broom. At least I do not have to mingle with all these people. Girl, I feel you. Although, being here in quarantine, I would, kill to see another human face. Not literally kill, but, I would really like to, have friends again. I have only just entered the tavern when I freeze at the sight of a familiar face. Fritz! His posture is stiff, his arms are crossed, and he's obviously uncomfortable. And this is scary music right here. Oh, no. What is he doing here? How did he get in here? I walk toward him, but do not get far before he's in front of me, down on one knee with his head bowed. I finally found you, Your Highness. How does he remember me? How did he find me? Fritz! I have no idea. Princess, I have no idea what is happening, but the whole kingdom. Everyone has completely forgotten you, and let us go somewhere else to talk. I interrupt Fritz when I notice all the stairs around the room. Not so fast. Seemingly from nowhere, Jurian and Garland are in front of me, separating me from Fritz. Lady Jurian, Sir Garland, I was told you left Angiel. What are you two doing here? I could ask you the same, Sir Fitzgerald. What are you doing here? Fritz is at a loss for words as he stares at Jurian, confused. Answer the question, Sir Fitzgerald. What are you doing here? I'm quickly reaching the end of my patience. Just let me talk to him. Neither Jurian nor Garland back down. If anything, they only look more ready to draw their swords. I don't trust him. As I look at the three of them, I remember the story of Jurian and Garland's dismissal from the Order of Caldera. Sir Alcaster was the one that dismissed them, so perhaps they hold some type of grudge? Is it because Fritz is Sir Alcaster's son? I do not know why you do not trust Sir Alcaster, but Fritz is a completely different person. He is my knight. He would never harm me. We have our reasons for doing this, Princess. I sigh, rubbing my forehead with my hand to try and dispel an impending headache. I swear, you lot are like a bed of snakes. Stop hissing at each other. Delora walks in from behind me, swatting at Jurian and Garland to move them. She smiles at Fritz before turning to beam that same smile at Jurian and Garland. If you are so concerned, then feel free to chaperone the princess with her knight. I'm sure the two of you can handle it if he tries to do something funny. Fritz's voice is quiet when he speaks. You know I would never hurt her. Fine. Well, he would never hurt me, but frickin' Varg might try to kidnap me. I glare at Jurian and Garland when we are in the reception room. Thankfully, they take the hint and retreat to the opposite wall, far enough to give Fritz and I some privacy. Fritz speaks as soon as I sink into a chair. I haven't seen you in 4 months, Princess. It's been that long already? Did you know how worried I was when I woke up one day and realized that Princess Emmeline was in your place? To make things worse, no one remembered you. Not even the king. When I brought up Crown Princess April, everyone thought I was delusional. Where do I even begin? I decided to start with the facts of my curse and how I meant to break it. So you have the Cinderella curse, and that's the reason you've remained in the Marchen? Yes. And you need to complete 3 good deeds to break it. That is right. And how many good deeds have you accomplished, if you don't mind me asking? I frown as I shake my head. None. I do not think I am capable of doing good. Of course you are. I look up in surprise at Fritz's impassioned declaration. Let me start with this. I knew even when we first met that I was not what you were expecting. I wouldn't be surprised to know that I even disappointed you. But you never said a word of complaint. Even in the beginning when I made lots of mistakes. And we both know how clumsy I was in the beginning. There is kindness in you, Princess. I know this for a fact. Even when I look away, I can still feel Fritz's eyes and smile directed at me. Anyway, so if everyone has forgotten who you are, how is it that I can still remember you? There is only one reason that makes any sense, though it brings up more questions than answers. Those who have the fairy tale curse are not affected by the conditions of another person's curse. Wait, are you saying that I am cursed? Unless you are secretly a witch or a fairy. This is incredible that we're learning so much at the beginning. This is only the 2nd chapter of Waltz's Route, and we've already learned that Fritz is cursed. We've already learned about Waltz's curse, that he's a witch. Like, this is a lot. No, I'm definitely human, I can assure you of that. What about Lady Jurian and Sir Garland? Jurian speaks up from her corner of the room. Though the knights have been feigning disinterest, there is no doubt they are listening in on our conversation. Eavesdroppers? We aren't cursed, so unfortunately we do not remember Princess April being, well, Crown Princess. We only found out when she came here. I see. Fritz's distress is apparent as he looks grimly down at the floor. He hasn't admitted to having the curse, which means that he either does not know he has it, or refuses to tell me. I can't believe this. How can I have the fairy tale curse and not know about it? Have there been no differences in your life lately? I suppose I've been more forgetful lately. Does that count? Except he hasn't forgotten about me. You've always been forgetful. I know. Fritz's posture stiffens as Jurian walks toward us from the other side of the room. Her arms are crossed and her gaze, directed at Fritz, is filled with suspicion. How were you able to find this place? Fritz looks back at me, as if asking permission, and I nod. I've been dispatching scouts throughout Angiel to look for the princess ever since she disappeared. A girl matching her description was seen in this area, entering this house. When my scouts entered this place, they found it empty and abandoned. I figured that this was as good a place as any to start looking for traces of her. Though I was expecting an empty house, not a tavern full of people. It's because you have the fairy tale curse! That's why! Only those with a curse, or certain permitted people, such as Jurian and myself, can enter this place and see it for what it is. So I really am cursed, then. Fritz is silent for a few moments as he considers what was just said to him. That does explain some things, though not as much as I'd like. Fritz stands. I still have many questions to ask, but I am expected back at the palace. Fritz turns to look at Jurian and Garland. I don't know why the two of you are here, but I'm glad that you are. I know that I can trust you to keep the princess safe. Please take care of her. You don't have to tell us twice. Fritz smiles in reply before turning once more to bow to me. Until we see each other again, princess. Okay. Oh. A week goes by after Fritz leaves the tavern, and my luck does not change. I'm still unable to complete a single good deed. I want to ask Parfait if she knows anything about Fritz and his curse, but she has been absent from the tavern for more than a week. When I asked Alora why Parfait was missing, all the witch said was that Parfait was dealing with the rapid spread of the fairy tale curse. Oh my. Oh no, Parfait, be careful. Today I am accompanying Waltz to the toy shop to buy materials for his upcoming show. But now I cannot find him. He was by these shelves earlier. Where is he gone? I turn a corner and my gaze is caught once more by the dolls on display. One particular doll catches my eye, and I can't help but marvel at its beauty. Aw, look at it! She's gorgeous. If only I had enough money to buy you. I notice a man standing just to the right, in front of the teddy bear display shelf. Isn't that the father I saw with his daughter a few weeks ago? He is looking at the teddy bear that his daughter wanted, the one he did not have enough money to buy. I watch as he opens one of his clenched hands. There are some gold coins on his palm. Am I gonna help him buy it? I glimpsed the price tags of the teddy bears earlier, and I am certain that the man does not have enough money to afford the one that he is eyeing. April, learn how to talk. I thought I'd saved enough by now. Now what do I get for her birthday? The man heads for the next shelf over. He raises a hand to rub at the back of his neck. I walk over and pick up the bear the man was just looking at. It is very soft and somehow comforting to hold. I can see why the girl liked this one. I begin to move toward the counter without realizing. I hold the teddy bear to me with one hand and reach for the bag of coins with the other. You're gonna help! The king gave me this money all those months ago, but I never used it. If I buy this bear, I will be completely broke. Miss, is that the witch from earlier? Could you wrap this for me? Of course. After she has finished wrapping the bear, I turn to search for the father. It seems he is no longer in the shop. Has he left?
Wow, that's a big toy you got there.
Waltz appears with a bright smile on his face. He leans forward to inspect the package that I am holding. Oh my god, April! Why can't you talk? I need to find him. Who? I'm sure he hasn't gone too far yet.
Hey, wait!
Off we go. Where is he?
Princess, where are you going?
Okay. I'm going to explain it to him, because if I was supposed to pick there's no time to explain, I feel like the princess would have told me. We're testing my theory that I can figure these out via the dialogue, which is what I've been doing all along. But I like to know if I've cracked a code. I think I've cracked it. Explain. There's someone I need to find. Did you happen to see the man eyeing the large teddy bear earlier? Plus, if I explain it to him, he might tell me where he is.
I think I caught a glimpse of him. Why?
We need to find that man. I must give this to him. I'm about to run off into the crowd when I feel Waltz's hand on my sleeve. I turn to snap impatiently at him, but find my annoyance dying at the expression on his face.
Look, I'm not entirely sure of what's happening, but I'll help you. But you have to stay with me. We shouldn't be separated in this crowd.
Fine. Waltz keeps his pace with me as I almost break into a run. There we go. I've cracked the code.
It will be difficult to find that man with all these people around.
But we should at least try. Waltz and I search for hours, but we never find him. I do not even know his name.
We can try again tomorrow. It's gonna be dark soon.
But it's her birthday.
Who?
I ignore Waltz. In the brief second that I close my eyes, I can see the man's pained expression in my mind. I sit down on a bench and clutch the wrapped bear to my chest. He wanted to buy this bear for his daughter's birthday because he loves her. A familiar ache flares up in my chest because you want your dad to love you. I've spent my whole life wanting the king to treat me the same way that man treats his daughter.
April, I promise you we'll look again first thing in the morning.
It's not good enough. Waltz and I head back to the march-in, but the weight in my chest slows me down.
It's not like you to be this sad for a stranger. You've changed.
Have I?
Welcome home, Papa.
The girl's voice is familiar. I whirl on my heels and stare at the little girl in the doorway of one of the homes. I thought we were too late, but we found them. The little girl runs from her home to wrap her arms around her father, who picks her up and pulls her into a tight hug. I'm sorry I'm late, sweetheart.
But you're here now. Mama, Papa is here. We can start my birthday party now.
The girl wriggles out of her father's embrace and runs back into the house excitedly. The man is carrying a small box in his hand, wrapped neatly with a ribbon. He looks down at his gift and sighs. Before he can go inside the home, I walk toward him and tap him on the shoulder. Excuse me. You were in the toy shop earlier. I was. We've been looking everywhere for you. For me? He looks first at me, then at the package I carry in my arms. Can I help you with something, miss? I heard that it was your daughter's birthday today. She's turning 7 today. But why? Here. Oh, I'm so excited! This is for your daughter. This is the toy you wanted to buy for her. Take it. No, I cannot possibly. Just take it. The man seems to be in too much shock to reach out for the teddy bear. He shakes his head in wonder. You don't even know who we are. Why would you do something like this? I have been asking myself that all day. You love your daughter very much, don't you? She is my life. She and my wife. She is my life. She and my wife. Sorry, it rhymed. It amused me too much. But I cannot pay for this.
Papa, why are you taking so long?
The girl is suddenly at the door again, her wide eyes staring right at me.
Who are you?
The little girl clings to her father's legs. She looks curious but not afraid. I do not know what to say.
This pretty lady here is your fairy godmother, little one.
I turn to glare at Waltz. What is he playing at?
Fairy godmother, like the one in Cinderella.
Cinderella curse. Just like my curse.
Yes.
I shoot Waltz another warning look, but he only grins at me.
She's come to fulfill your birthday wish. Isn't that right, my lady?
Okay. The dialogue is telling me to tell her the truth. But I want to play along. I want to play along. It is her birthday. I may as well play along. I mean, maybe I could say that the dialogue told me to do it by leaving it with Waltz. Like, telling me to do that. That actually might make sense. That actually might make sense. Except I'm kind of adjusting my own rules to make it work, because this is what I want to do. It is her birthday. I might as well play along. Yes, I am.
Really?
Waltz nudges me toward the little girl. I glare at him before I kneel down and hold the wrapped teddy bear out to her. What does Waltz usually say to children when he gives them gifts? Oh, you have been a very good girl. This is for you. The girl reaches out and takes the bear. Her eyes light up as she stares at it.
Is this the teddy bear?
I nod and the little girl squeals, twirling around with the wrapped teddy bear tight in her arms. Then she suddenly puts the bear down and throws her arm around my neck.
Thank you. Thank you for granting my wish, Miss Fairy Godmother.
I am too shocked to react.
Aww. Mama, look what my fairy godmother brought me.
I can only stare as the little girl runs back into her house with the gift. And then the man says, "Thanks for one-upping me." Joking. Thank you. I glance at the man who, much to my surprise, has tears running down his cheeks. He is still somehow smiling through them. I will never forget your kindness. He dips into a short bow, then disappears into his home. This has got to be a good deed. It is! Yeah! This is a piece of the glass slipper.
Your first good deed.
I stare in disbelief at the hovering piece in my hand. One moment it is there, the next it has been swallowed by a bright light and is joined with my pendant. I cannot believe it. Waltz, look! But Waltz is not looking at my new pendant. He's looking at my face, his gaze enraptured. Oh, this is wrong though. He's 12, at least physically. I guess mentally it's fine, but still it's weird. What are you looking at?
You just smiled.
I did?
It's as beautiful as I remember.
Plus, the age difference of 4 years is also pretty weird. With as young as we had to have been. 4 or 5 years, really. I feel slightly embarrassed and have no words as I quickly turn my head away. Okay. Then I guess that was right. You know what? I'm just gonna relax. I feel like I always try to overthink these things, and I'm generally pretty good at picking the right thing anyway, if I just follow my gut.
I'm glad you decided to play along with my story. You made her birthday extra special by making her believe that you were her own fairy godmother. No matter how tough things are, every child has someone watching over them, so long as they're good.
Aww. My eyes are still on the slipper when I hear an unfamiliar voice behind us. Cinderella's glass slipper, huh? Oh, it's Varg. We both turn around to stare at a man standing a few feet from us. He is cloaked in darkness, but I can still make out his grin. It's Varg. I knew it. Hello, princess. Oh! Ah! Ah! What a cliffhanger! Oh my god. I'm having so much fun, guys. I cannot wait to see what happens next. So feel free to follow me on the social media that I am linking below. I'm streaming pretty frequently on Twitch, so come hang out sometime, say hi. Yeah, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!